Hey y'all, I know it's been a while since I posted a video, and before we jump into anything new, I wanted to sit down and tell you what's been going on and why I disappeared and what life has thrown me and why I'm starting something different now. I've made some notes, so if you see me glancing down, I'm not reading a speech. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything important. The move. As a lot of y'all knew when I had last done videos, we had moved into my grandfather's old farmhouse. I had gotten chickens and everything had kind of set in place, but then reality set in. That was over a 50-year-old house, and it needed some extensive repairs, electrical. It had no central heat and air, and just things like that, that finally my parents made the very hard decision to sell the property. And so Keith and Kendra and I moved to a town over. We're currently in a small little 2-bedroom apartment. It has a very tiny kitchen, and which would make filming YouTube videos of cooking kind of difficult for me, but it's a lot more than that. So I wanted to try to explain what's going on and kind of where we're at and what we're going to do. Okay, last February, not this 2025, 2024 February, I was out in the yard and literally stepped in a chicken hole. I broke my finger. You can see I can't still not stretch it out all the way, but more importantly, I re-injured my neck that I had hurt in 2005 when I was a correctional officer and got hurt on the job. And it became apparent I was finally going to have to do something about it. I went and saw a neck surgeon, and they did all the testing, x-rays, MRIs, all the things that they do, and it became apparent I needed a level 3 ACDF. And what a level 3 means is they did 3 fusions in my neck. When they got in there to do the surgery, my neck was a lot worse than what it was showing on x-ray and MRI. And I had a lot of bone spurs in there. And so the surgery itself took longer than what it should have. I had been home, probably had the surgery. The surgery went fine. I spent about 4 days in the hospital getting my pain under control, because and even the doctor said it was going to be a rough recovery just because he had to do so much extensive repair on my neck. And then in December 2024, I started bleeding. And sorry guys if this is TMI, but this is my life right here. And I hadn't had a cycle in 2 years. We thought I had already gone through menopause. I was in the hospital for 6 days. The hospital OBGYN did a DNC on me, and after surgery she come in there and she said we couldn't get your uterus to expand like it was supposed to. They were having equipment problems, and so she did take some samples. She said, but I'm afraid I may have perforated your uterus, but I don't know for sure. Come see me in my office, sometime next week, and let's discuss the options. So I did. I was still having extensive bleeding, a lot of cramping, a lot of pain. Went into her office, and she's like, I don't know if that's what happened or not, but we are going to put you on some hormones and see if that won't stop the bleeding. Then she tells me I have to leave the country for 2 months. Her father had passed away. She was from a different country, and she had to go home and bury her father. And I'm like, well, great. But that's when the real nightmare started. For 2 months, multiple ER visits, calling her replacement doctors. Nobody wanted to touch my case because I was her doctor, and we already had a surgery scheduled. for February 14th, Valentine's Day. And they were like, you're going to be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Even though I wasn't fine. I could not get out of my chair without just flooding everything. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't do anything. I was having to basically wear adult pull-ups just to be able to just get from my recliner to the bathroom. And I know, again, TMI, and I apologize, but it's pertinent to this story. When one of the ER doctors told me, he's like, well, you know, a little blood in the potty's not really that big of a deal. And he called the surgeon from the town, the big city that he was covering for my doctors. I could hear him tell the doctor, say, I think she's exaggerating a little bit. He came back and said, well, if all else fails, put towels between your legs. You're going to be fine. February 14th, I went in for my hysterectomy. This same doctor that had denied me care because some ER doctor told him I was over-exaggerating, assisted with my hysterectomy. I didn't know beforehand. I found afterwards. My belly, internal bleeding, was 75% full of blood. I was literally bleeding to death. But was told that I was over-exaggerating. I was offered Valium, you know, or in Xanax to help with my nerves because I seemed a little anxious. Wasn't given anything for pain. Take some Tylenol. You'll be fine. When in truth that I was slowly bleeding to death. Luckily, I was able to get the hysterectomy done, full hysterectomy, which threw me in full-blown menopause. So I've been navigating, you know, menopause. And any doctor, women, listen up. Any doctor who thinks menopause's symptoms are just night sweats and hot flashes that I'd been dealing with for years, they're a liar. There's so much more to it that goes into it. Your metabolism stops. Your brain fog, obviously you can see me kind of, there's just so much more to it. And this is a cautionary tale too. If you know something is wrong, the nurses knew something was wrong. I had a home health nurse that came in weekly and checked on me. They knew something was wrong. I couldn't get these male doctors to pay attention. I was over-exaggerating. I was just seeking pain meds, all the stuff they do to women that's total, straight up BS. And I apologize, I know, but please don't stop fighting for yourself, because you're not going to have a lot of times male doctors who will fight for you. My doctor felt bad about the whole thing. But again, she's going to back the other doctors, you know, and say, well, they didn't know, and they didn't look. They didn't care to look. They didn't want to touch me because I was her patient, so let's put her off for 2 months as she slowly bleeds to death. With all that said, a lot of you know that I had a total knee replacement on my right knee during the pandemic time frame, in that time frame. And they wanted at the time to come back 6 months later and do the other knee. Well, we ended up moving up here to North Texas. And so I never went back and got it done. And my left knee has just been screaming at me for a while. I have put it off to finally to the point that, you know, it's just not holding. I've nearly fallen several times. So I went ahead and saw an orthopedic surgeon. The orthopedic surgeon obviously did x-rays. If I can get a copy of the x-rays, I will show y'all. But the report says I am in end stage. Not just that I have arthritis or it's bad. I am at end stage on the life of my knee. It is literally digging into the bones of the leg And saying bone on bone don't even really do it justice. I'm literally losing bone mass in the top and bottom part of my leg. So in the process, my doctor did a bunch of blood work, the orthopedic surgeon, and he did several tests. One of them is called an ANA or ANA test, that checks the inflammation in your body. My numbers for a normal person, inflammation's like 22 points. Mine was sitting at 106, and then a few days later it come back and said that it's not only high, but it's speckled. And from the research I can find, that is a very big, loud yell at it's autoimmune. There's an autoimmune disorder. There was other signs of that as well. I do go see a rheumatologist later this week to hopefully find out what actually is going on and what type, if there's autoimmune, what type. I'm pretty confident there probably is. But the orthopedic surgeon said for him to want to do my knee surgery, I need to lose about 40 pounds. A lot of you know I had a gastric sleeve about 7 years ago now, and my weight, I did great. I got down to about 199 for my heaviest that was at 380. I've put about 80 pounds of that back on, and I'm just being honest and real with you guys right now. I have tried, y'all seen me, I've tried every diet that is known to man. Weight Watchers, keto, all the things, and nothing. I literally have sat at the same weight for almost 3 years now. So I talked to my doctor and said how urgent this is that I get this weight off so I can get my knee fixed. I'd also had a sleep study done and found out I had severe obstructive sleep apnea. I'll be going on a BiPAP machine once everything gets through insurance. But it allowed me the opportunity for insurance to be able to pay for me to go on a drug called Zepbound. Now, Zepbound is in the same class of medication as Wegovy, Ozempic, all the ones y'all see the commercials for. This is a different brand, basically. But it's one that if you're on Medicare, it is something that if you have obstructed sleep apnea, that you can qualify. I had no problems. The doctor's office, of course, they submit it, it gets kicked back. The doctor's office gave a prior auth on it and was approved. No problem whatsoever. So with my insurance, it's only going to cost me about $12 a month. It is a monthly, I take a shot every week, once a week. I'm starting out, I did a starter pack of Ozempic simply because that's what my doctor had on hand. I am switching over to Zepbound Friday. My goal with this is I want to take y'all along on this journey with me, because I've seen a lot of people question, well, how do you do the shots? Do they hurt? Do all the things, right? Because it's a very unknown thing. And so I want to bring y'all along with me. I want to give you very educated explanations of things, what is going, my symptoms. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If it makes me nauseous, I'm going to tell you it makes me nauseous. If it makes me tired, I'm going to tell you it makes me tired. I want to share all this with y'all because some of you have been following me for years and you still watch my videos. I still am monetized. I still get occasional YouTube checks, which y'all don't know how much that means to me and helpful it is to me. But I feel like it's important that I share my journey with y'all, because so many times as women, we get discounted by doctors that we're being emotional, we're overreacting, we're just wanting painkillers, not wanting to dig deeper and find out what's the root. I mean, they'll do a basic blood work. Oh, it's fine. But they don't dig deeper. So I want to share my journey with you guys. I plan to make regular videos talking about it. I hope to be able to do a weekly video when I give myself an injection. And then we're going to talk about how I did the week before on the injection and that kind of stuff. And I hope you will follow. And if you know somebody that's on a similar journey as mine, please share my channel with them. Or if you're at my channel for the very first time, hi, my name is Misty, and I have over 500 videos of good cooking videos that I hope you go check out, that I had a lot of fun making. But this is where I'm at right now, and I want to bring y'all in and make y'all a part of my story. If you're coming to my channel just to tell me that I'm wrong, that I should work harder, all I have to do is cut back eating, I'm going to say right now, kiss my big back, I'm going to tell you right now, kiss my butt. I've done all the things. I have done all the things. It is not a matter of willpower. It is a matter that my metabolism, because between autoimmune and menopause and all the things, have shut down. So I had to make the choice of doing this. So I hope you'll follow me along this journey. Please give me a thumbs up. I would love to see y'all leave me words of encouragement. And let me know, is Zepbound is something that y'all are doing? Any of the Ozempic, all of them, any of them. Are you on that medication? How did it work for you? Share your experiences. This is how we are going to be able to combat this mentality of women don't know their own mind and their own health. So this is really important to me, if you can't tell. I thank you so much for joining me on this video today. I promise we're gonna do this together. You're gonna see my failures, my wins, all the things. Thank you for my fans who have been with me from the beginning. I've missed every single one of you. I love you. And thank you for your support. We'll see you guys on the next video.